Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. And for today's video I want to show you my new portfolio. Actually, this is my very first portfolio because it's the first time that I'm investing in the Tsx market, which is the Canadian market, and also it's the first time that I invest in the US market. So for this video I just want to show you the industries I decided to invest on and the companies in those industries, and for future videos I'm going to go into more detail on why I decided to invest in those companies. But before we start with the content, if you like this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have comments about this video or if you have ideas about future videos, please leave those ideas in the comment section below. So first of all, I want to say that I consider myself a dividend investor. That means that I'm looking for companies that pay first a considerable yield, and also I'm looking for companies that have been paying its dividend for quite a long time, and at the same time for companies that have been increasing their dividend for quite a long time as well. So all this said, so the first industry I want to talk about is the banking industry. Actually, there's not much to say about this industry because at least we all know the five biggest banks of the country, and honestly I think these banks are quite similar. So it doesn't matter actually in which bank you decide to invest because they all will have almost the same results. But in my case, I decided to invest in two banks. The first one is the TD Bank, and I decided to invest this because of the yield. Like I said before, I'm looking for companies that pay a good yield, and actually this bank pays around 5.11% yield. So another reason why I decided to invest in this company is because they have branches in the US. So I understand that they actually have a huge potential, and that's why it's a bank that I actually like a lot. And the next bank is the BMO, and one of the reasons is because of its yield. It's quite high, and also because they have been paying their dividend since 1839, I think. So these are two things that I actually like a lot, because if a company that has more than 100 years paying its dividend gives you enough confidence to invest and buy shares from this company. So that's why I bought shares from this company from this bank. So the next industry I want to talk about is the telecommunications industry, and I consider this industry to be very important because nowadays everybody has a telephone, everybody has access to the internet, and if there's a recession, people will not stop using their phone, because they use it for emergencies, for businesses and stuff like that. So that's why it's in my opinion recession-proof industry. So one of the companies I decided to invest on is Thales, and the reason why is because of its market share. They have a 30% market share on the country. So also the dividend they are paying is 5% dividend yield. So it is actually a very good company, one of the three biggest companies in the industry, alongside with Bell and Rogers. But I decided to invest in this company for now. Maybe in the future, I don't know if I'm going to invest in the other two companies, or I don't know, maybe another one. But for this moment, this is the only one that I have in my portfolio from this industry. The next industry is utilities industry. Well, utilities, it's another recession-proof industry. It's very important. You need utilities all year round. If there's recession, you will need utilities. And so I invested in two companies in this industry. The first one is Fortis. Actually, Fortis is one of the most important companies in the industry, and I think every new investor like me should have this company in their portfolio. They are paying a 3.66% yield, and also they have been increasing their dividend yield for almost 46 years. That means that they are 4 years away from becoming a king company, and king companies are companies that have been increasing their dividend yield for 50 years in a row. So Fortis is 4 years away from that, from becoming part of that mark, and gives you enough confidence to invest in this company. The yield, actually the cost, how many years they've been paying their dividend and stuff like that. And also it's Fortis is among the biggest companies in the industry of the country, so actually it's a very important company. They have a lot of customers in Canada and the US as well, so that's why I decided to invest in this company. The next company in this industry is Canadian Utilities. They pay a higher dividend yield, 5.61%, and also they have been increasing their dividend yield for 47 years so in a row. So another reason why I decided to invest in this company. They are 3 years away from becoming a dividend king company. So these are two of the, I would say, biggest and most important and reliable companies in my portfolio, and I consider these two companies for every new investor like me. They are must in their portfolio. So the next industry is the financing industry. Actually, this industry is not as important as the utilities industry, for example, but I consider this industry quite important. It's my opinion, and actually it's an industry that I like also. That's another reason why I decided to invest in this industry. And the company is Power Corporation. It's a company that not too much people talk about, but it's a very good company. They offer a 4.84% yield. It also gives you a great exposure into the financial industry, because it's one of the most important companies in the industry. So it's another reason why I decided to invest in this company. So the next industry I want to talk about is the oil market industry. And actually I didn't invest in a company that actually produces oil, but instead I invested in a company that rents out their infrastructure, and the company is Enbridge, so another big company. And actually I consider this another company that every new investor like me should have in its portfolio. It's a very important company, and it's not that, for example, in a oil crash, it's not a company that will be that harmed because of the crash, but because they only rent out their infrastructure. So that's why if oil companies are harmed, for example, well, this company will not be that harmed because of their market, because of their business strategy and stuff like that. So they also offer a 7.66% yield. So that's why it is very attractive for me, because I am a dividend investor. So the next industry is the real estate industry, another very important industry in the Canadian market. And even in this crisis that we all know, the real estate industry, it's been like not as too affected as other industries, because it is considered to be a very important industry also here in Quebec. The real estate industry was one of the first industries to reopen, and so that's why it's a very important industry. And I decided to invest to buy two REITs from this market. The first one is RioCan, a very important REIT in the real estate market, and the other one is Allied Properties. Basically, because Allied Properties, they offer a attractive dividend yield of 3.7%, and also these companies, these REITs, they pay their dividend monthly, so it's an income that you're going to have monthly in your portfolio, and you can use these dividends to reinvest in the market every month. So they are actually very good REITs, and they pay good dividend yields as well. So the next are ETFs. So I decided to buy ETFs because they give you more exposure into the market, because ETFs are like a bundle of stocks, meaning that there are many companies in an ETF. For example, if you want to know more about ETFs, you can watch my video. I explain more about this security and what it's all about and stuff like that. So I decided to buy a ETF called, I'm gonna read it because actually it's a pretty long name. The first ETF is the BMO Equal Weight Bank Index, and the ticker symbol is ZEB. They offer a 4.26% yield, and basically it gives you exposure. This dividend is broken up between 6 banks, well, the biggest banks of the country. And so if you don't know which bank you can invest on, well, you can choose this ETF, and you are going to make investments in every single bank of the country. So that's why I decided to buy these ETFs. And the other ETFs that I decided to buy is the Dividend Aristocrat Index ETFs, or ticker symbol is CDZ. And the reason is because, for example, if you don't know which company between the aristocrats dividend companies you want to invest on, well, you can buy this ETF, and you are going to be purchasing a small percentages of shares from these companies in this list. So if you don't know which company you want to pick, well, buy this ETF, and you're going to be investing a little portion of your investment in these companies. So the next industry is the online retailer, and in this industry, well, I can mention companies like Amazon or Shopify in Canada, but actually for me, in my opinion, they are too expensive right now, and actually they are like way out of my reach. So that's why I decided to go with another big company in this industry, which is Alibaba. And now from this on, these companies will be listed in the US market. So Alibaba is a big company, a Chinese company. I consider this company to be very important, and it has a huge potential for the future. So that's why I decided to buy shares from this company. And the next industry, which is my favorite, by the way, is the tech industry. And again, like we can say, for example, here in Canada, we can say from this industry like Constellation Software, but actually its stock is quite expensive for me. So instead I decided to buy stocks from these two companies that actually everybody knows these companies. They are Apple and Microsoft. For me are one of my favorite companies. So that's why I wanted to buy stocks from these two companies. And it's like proof recession companies, because let's be honest, they will not go bankruptcy in the near future, not even in the mid-term future. So if you buy stocks from this company, it's like a 100% good investment. I understand that right now their price are a bit expensive. The PE ratio is quite high right now, but anyways, I decided to buy stocks from these companies because besides all these, they also pay a dividend yield. It is small, but at least they pay you a dividend. Apple, they pay 0.84% yield, and Microsoft, they pay 0.94%. So this is my new portfolio. Like I said at the beginning, this is my first portfolio. It's the first time that I open an account to invest in the Canadian market and the US market. It's been a long time since I wanted to make these investments, but now I decided to go into this industry, into this business. So In the future, I'm going to go into more details on every industry and these companies, so you can have like a better understanding why I decided to buy stocks from these companies. And you can also start, if you are learning or if you want to know more about investments in these markets, you will understand and you will understand how you can analyze companies and invest on these companies at the same time. So remember, if you like this video, if you like this content, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have comments about this video or if you have ideas about future videos, leave those ideas in the comment section below. So thank you for watching and have a good one.